said that Michelle Obama was a man before she died.
Was that a joke? I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too, but the way she said it wasn't like jokey. She was like, oh, come on, everybody knows Michelle Obama's the man. Like, remember that?
Yeah, like, would Big Mike kill you for that?
Well, I think she died because she had 1,000.
Michelle Obama slammed for whining about costs in the White House, okay? I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. This is her speaking with, is this the diaries of a CEO, right? So, Rob, if you can play this clip, this is her talking about how expensive it was to live in the White House. Go for it.
It's expensive to live in the White House.
Yeah.
As many people don't know. Sure. I mean, much is not covered. You're paying for every bit of food that you eat. You're not paying for housing and the staff in it, but everything, even travel. If you're not traveling.
Joe Rogan and Patrick Bet-David sat down and no one was off limits. Not even Michelle Obama. In a fiery mix of facts, wit, and zero-filter commentary, they dissected her polished public image with ease. Exposing contradictions and political smoke? Screens. This wasn't just a discussion, it was a strategic teardown. With sharp focus and no hesitation, Rogan and Bet-David flipped the spotlight. And just like that, the so-called voice of reason was left stumbling for answers. Buckle up this. Takedown doesn't pull punches.
To see everybody having a good time, the country's almost back to normal before World War III. COVID was just so strange. We lost a lot of people during COVID, and most of them are still alive. Yeah. Before COVID, I would have told you that vaccines are the most important invention in human history. After COVID, I'm like, I don't think we went to the moon. I think Michelle Obama's got a dick. I think Pizzagate is real. I think there's direct energy weapons and...
Rogan leaned back. That trademark half-smile spreading across his face, the one that says, I'm not trying to wreck your argument, but I'm going to anyway. And you'll appreciate the clarity after. Across from him, Patrick Bet-David sat, sharp, suit, sharper gaze, eyebrows arched like he's allergic to vague slogans, budget fluff, and politicians reading off teleprompters like it's bedtime.
Where he was saying that Michelle Obama should run for president. If she won, she could... China would just give up. I was wheezing. I couldn't breathe. Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Let me hear to see what she has to say about being a first lady. I bet she says it was the greatest honor. Oh no, in the back of her mind, she wishes he wouldn't have won because it was so expensive. I don't understand. There's no way a publicist said, take this angle.
The conversation drifted from business to media and then took a sharp, tire-scaling turn into politics. That kind of pivot that makes your ideological GPS short-circuit. Michelle Obama's name landed like a dumbbell in a Zen garden. Suddenly, this wasn't a podcast, it was a precision strike masked as casual chatter. Michelle, she might as well have wandered barefoot into a minefield of inconvenient facts and rhetorical grenades.
Joe Rogan is calling out Oprah and Michelle Obama for hypocritical speeches at the DNC. Watch.
She's up there talking about income inequality. Like, hey, lady.
Yeah, I know.
You're rich as Like, how is that equal? And also, when Michelle Obama was saying, I think she was saying her mother or grandmother was always suspicious of people who took more than they needed.
Yes.
Like, you are worth so much money.
Take more than they need, the Obama.
Patrick led the charge with his signature approach, pretending to ask harmless questions. Head tilted, voice calm. He posed, so what exactly did Michelle do? Followed with, what did she accomplish that wasn't just symbolic Joe, face somewhere? Between a shrug and a smirk was already mentally cross-referencing press clips, policy quotes, and the forgotten 2009 memo.
Michelle Obama and Harris. Harris comes back as the vice president. Michelle Obama's the president. We get a double dose of diversity.
They'll win.
Let's go, champ.
They'll win. And then who's on the Republican side? DeSantis?
Trump and DeSantis. They have to make a super team. It's the only way they win.
Interesting.
She was the first lady Joe mused, drawing out the words like he was trying to remember if that title comes with power or just perks. She gardened, which is great, vegetables matter, especially if your solution to childhood obesity is telling underfunded schools to replace vending machine junk with kale. Patrick let out a CEO-style chuckle light, but lethal. But real change, actual reform, what initiative did she launch that wasn't wrapped in a rainbow logo or backed by celebrity tweets? Did anything improve or just get better branding? Joe leaned in. It's not just that she did little, it's that. Her whole image was built on being above politics while throwing political jabs with $1 million smile.
Her here. So for me, you know, I the only thing I see is I went on YouTube right now. You know what I typed up? I typed up Michelle Obama, okay, if she sees this clip or her marketing team watches this clip. Go to filters and type in views and go to the second one, carpool karaoke. How many views? No, you don't go to it, Rob. I'm just saying, like, go to it, like, zoom in a little bit. 84 million. 8 years ago. Okay, go to the next one. Keep going.
She's having fun,
Ellen,
right?
65 million.
Yeah, having fun.
Go to the next one. 44 million. What pattern do you see all three of them? She's having fun. Go to the next one. Keep going.
She's having fun, Joe noted, flipping through clips. $65 million here, $44 million there. Patrick added, yeah, the pattern's clear. Every speech is empowering women written by an intern who Googled feminism during lunch. Then the Netflix deal came up. Patrick asked flatly, how does someone who claims to be for the people Inc., a $100 million production deal, and forget to mention her husband's cozy relationship with Wall Street lobbyist Joe cracked up, laughing like, we're not even pretending anymore. He added, wasn't one of her documentaries anti-Wall Street while her husband bailed them out? Sarcasm dripped like syrup. Patrick summed it up, the elites playing working-class hero while sipping Merlot in a Napa vineyard. It's political cosplay.
There's this story about Michelle Obama starting a podcast. And I kind of want to go through this, Michelle Obama's podcast. And her and her brother, they started a podcast. They look like twins. If you want to... No, I'm actually not being sarcastic.
Yeah, well, if she
Rob, what is this, Rob?
Where's her
This
brother?
is the announcement of the podcast.
Okay, play the clip. Maybe this will help out a little bit with subscribership. Go ahead and play the clip.
Hey, TikTok, it's Michelle Obama, and I'm here with my big brother, Craig. Hey, everybody. We're here because we're excited to announce the launch.
At this point, if Michelle Obama were a stock, she'd be in free fall. Joe smirked. Remember when they go low, we go high iconic. But every time critics went low, the Obamas bought another mansion. Martha's Vineyard, D.C., Beverly Hills guess high ground means high property value. Patrick nodded like a man diagnosing a chronic PR condition. That whole relatable image, please. She gave interviews about struggling post-White House from her $12 million beachfront estate. Joe lit up. She said the White House felt like a prison. Yeah, tough life, Secret Service, gourmet meals, 132 rooms, solitary confinement with chandeliers. Patrick added, sure, she had challenges. But let's not pretend she was locked in a sweatshop. She had a platform and used it to promote kale and read cue cards written by consultants in Palo Alto.
All of a sudden, the Dems did flip in August, and they put a Newsom-Michelle combination. Do you know what mainstream media would do with that? CNN, what Jimmy Fallon, Colbert, all these podcasts, the Oprah Winfrey, the NBA, LeBron.
Forget it.
Do you know what Taylor Swift, do you know what these guys would be doing? It would be bonkers. By the way, if it is Michelle and Newsom, it's going to be a dogfight. If it is Michelle and Newsom, it's going to be.
Silence fell thick with intellectual wreckage. Then Patrick twisted the knife. And now she's being floated as a presidential contender. Not because of policy, but because she's a brand. Vibes over vision. Doesn't matter what you stand for, just have an inspirational playlist and make Oprah cry on tour. Joe jumped in. If she runs, the slogan will be Hope 2.0. Same font, more filters. And when someone asks about foreign policy, she pivot to quinoa and childhood obesity. They laughed, but not just to laugh. They were peeling back. The PR and exposing the marketing engine running on pure nostalgia. Patrick added, look, people like her because she's polished. She tells nice stories. But that's not leadership.
I will not run for president.
Yeah, I've heard you say I think Michelle should run.
She could win. She could win, I think. I think if she ran, she could win.
Do you ever run for office?
No.
I have to ask you.
No.
No kind of office.
No.
I don't think she wants that, though.
No,
I don't think
guess.
she wants that in her life.
Just-
The bull that they dealt with over the 8 years when he was president.
Because I've got these 2 young people at home. Being the kids, the daughters of a president, just think about it. Not so easy.
That job for anybody that like really good at it.
Yeah, I trust the person who doesn't want the job more than the person who wants the job.
It's not something that I'm interested in or would ever.
Leadership isn't metaphors, Joe added. It's results. It's accountability. He compared her to that friend who gives great advice but never pays rent on time. All charisma, no grind. At this point, Michelle's public persona had been filleted and sautéed, no drama. Just cold, sarcastic efficiency, 2 guys carving a myth with precision. Patrick concluded, the Michelle Obama phenomenon proves that style beats substance, speech tops action. And as long as the lighting flatters and the captions uplift, people won't ask real questions, they'll just clap from behind the velvet. Rope? Joe nodded, knowing the episode would blow up. People get mad when you question icons, he said. Because they're not just people anymore, they're symbols.
Why would you ever post this picture? No, people were, and I'm actually not being funny. They were asking Barack, why would you ever post this picture? What part of Michelle's picture? Barack looks great. That is not a...
Can you close up on her, Rob?
Actually don't, but can you zoom out a little bit? Not for bad reasons. It's just she doesn't look good in that picture.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't look good. So guess what you do when sometimes you don't look good? You ask and you say, hey, babe, you okay if I post this picture? No, use this one, use that one, use this one. So I don't even know why he posted the picture. You know, he has his own reasons for posting a picture. So a lot of people said, why are you even doing this? It's not cool for you to post a picture like this. So who knows what's...
And when you critique the symbol, people think you're attacking what they believe in. That's the trick. She's not a saint. She's a masterful speaker wrapped in branding, sold by a firm that knows exactly how much nostalgia pulls for. That's how you dismantle a narrative. No conspiracy, no screaming, just calmly calling out the act behind the image. The illusion didn't crack, it collapsed. What remained kale, quotes, and a memoir with more fluff than reform. Joe leaned back, scratching his beard. You know what's wild? People treat her achievements like sacred ground because she had style. As if coordinated sweaters and upper arm workouts equal political muscle.
How would they
But
label
hold
it?
on, Jamie, there's a video of her and she's walking into her apartment building.
Right here. I just
Okay.
playing the one that.
That's it. This is the one.
Or the first woman
We already
president.
have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty funny how she said it.
Okay,
Patrick arched a brow. It's like confusing a motivational poster with the Constitution. Just because it's framed doesn't mean it governs. Joe laughed. If positivity were power, she'd be a dictator. And when critics come for her, they don't offer rebuttals. They quote her book. Page 248, she once ate canned chicken. That's leadership, Patrick deadpan. She inspires people. So does coffee and a good TikTok. Doesn't mean they should lead the free world. I'm inspired by a goat on a trampoline. But I'm not handing it the nuclear codes, Joe snapped. Exactly. She's a Pinterest board in human form. All vibes, no receipts. Peel back one layer and it's just more glitter and buzzwords.
Your net worth in 8 years, and that's not bad. So can you now go to their net worth today, 2025? What is the net worth today?
It's got to be worth a couple $100 million. No?
It's 2 numbers. You see
There's
70 million to 250 million dollars. So 70 million to 250 million dollars. If you type in a couple other places, you'll see 100 million. You'll see 70 million. But you'll see a couple ranges. But let's just stick to the 70 million dollars. Pre-presidency, 1.7. So expensive being at the White House. It was so expensive that our net worth went from 1.3 million to 12.2 million 8 years.
Patrick laughed, and the media laps it up like it's caviar. They treat her like royalty, which is ironic. Nothing says democracy like revering someone's spouse as a political messiah because they wore J. Crew and hugged Ellen. Joe sighed. She said hope is contagious. Yeah, so is confusion. And both spread like wildfire. Patrick added Michelle's greatest move wasn't policy, it was convincing people. She was above politics while playing the same game. Just with better lighting and a jazz soundtrack. Joe tapped the table. She wasn't taken down by shouting, she was undone by exposure. The myth stepped into a room full of real questions and came out looking like a TED Talk that wandered into a Senate hearing. That's the secret, no need to yell. Just two guys refusing to confuse charisma with competence. No drama, no special effects. Just truth, sarcasm, and a brand slowly losing air. Hope but make it merch.